Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Virgo August 27, 2024. Today's energy encourages you to muse on what you enjoy and what makes you happy. Write down some of your favorite foods, things you like to do, and consider the many ways in which you depend on your body, and your body comes through for you. This is an excellent time to contemplate what we must not take for granted. Your body is your most valuable earthly asset. Are there ways in which you've neglected it? How do you go about honoring it? Here is a good day to relax, dear. After being highly active for the last few days, you probably feel a need to slow down. You will do yourself a lot of good by taking it easy and relaxing. Those close to you will also appreciate the newfound calm, so take full advantage of this temporary calm to turn towards your sentimental life. Your vibrations will rock and caress you in this domain. Having the moon in Taurus sharpens your instincts and makes you more emotionally and intuitively engaged, while also keeping the focus on the playful, creative, and adventurous aspects of life. The weekend will make this easier to embrace. However, with Pluto moving into his last full week in your career sector and new opportunities opening on the job front next week, it is important not to take this for granted. You are experiencing dwarf planet Ceres' last full day in retrograde motion in an adventurous part of your chart, along with the Sun's first weekend and Venus' last weekend in a fun, playful, romantic, and creatively charged area. With the Sun spending his first and Venus, the planet of love, her last weekend in your romantic sector, this was always going to be a romantically charged weekend. Helping to make this even more special is that in the dwarf planet Ceres' last full day in retrograde motion in an adventurous part of your chart, as well as the Sun and Venus being in harmony, so too is the Moon. This will add to a mix of romance, adventure, and nostalgia. The first half of the day holds strong energy for giving a person or relationship their due attention. You might enjoy psychic rapport with someone special. You might release a burden. Others are putting their faith in you, and this, in turn, motivates you to step up your game. Love is more gracious than usual. However, a Mars-Saturn square comes into play, and it might apply the brakes to projects and plans that have been moving too fast for their own good. Keep in mind, however, that this is merely a slowdown, not a halt. You've been more confidently pursuing fun and games recently, and today, you might come to a roadblock, and quite possibly a financial limitation. Or, worries and concerns put a damper on your mood. You may be fearful of change on a basic security level, yet attracted to taking some risks, and this poses a dilemma now. Take your time, avoid pushing in the face of resistance, but do pay attention to your responsibilities and fulfill them to the best of your ability. Last week's cosmic masterpiece spoiled you into thinking that the universe is only a place of beauty for you now. Unfortunately, the week ahead will remind you of why you so often protect your heart. As you turn away from the fields of passion and laughter, you will find thorns everywhere upon the path. The worst part about it is that you don't even have a way to cut through them, so expect that as you proceed, they will cut into your skin and heart and yes, you will bleed. The only way through this conflict is to put your head down, be silent, and go through. Are you willing to be vulnerable? You might feel like things are seemingly effortless with your professional relationships as Venus in Cancer trines Neptune retrograde in Pisces. There is a subtle ebb and flow in these dynamics, which comes out in your conversations and correspondences. Since Neptune retrograde is slowly revealing a little more every time, the trine offers the opportunity to get to know your colleagues better by opening up. If you are craving more meaningful connections at work, then this is perfect. If not, then use the transit to sympathetically reinstate boundaries. Today's outlook is bright. You'll find things generally easy today. Material demands will be satisfied as quickly as they appear, and projects and chores get finished quickly and neatly. It looks as though the world was created for you or, at the very least, that you have total control over your destiny. But then, you have always felt that this was so. Whether a pleasant family get-together is on the cards or a celebration with friends today is perfect for socializing. Just as you enjoy the company of others, they like being with you too. Friends and family know exactly how much you mean to them and value your company. Be yourself today, because they accept you just as you are, loving you and trusting in you. Our eyes in the sky. If you find yourself more alert than usual tonight, try not to worry. Instead, see this as an opportunity, a moment when your mind might be more open to possibilities. Sometimes, those nights when we can't seem to wind down are exactly when our brains are trying to tell us something. Maybe there's a creative spark bubbling up inside you that's waiting to be explored, or perhaps there's an issue you've been putting off that's finally rising to the surface. Have you ever had one of those moments where an idea comes to you at the most unexpected time? This could be one of those nights. Take a moment to check in with yourself. What thoughts keep coming back to you? What ideas are trying to make their way to the forefront of your mind? You might be surprised by the clarity that comes when you stop resisting and start exploring what's going on in your head. Sometimes, simply allowing yourself the space to think can lead to unexpected insights. Of course, with all this mental activity, it can also be hard to relax and get the rest you need. If you find yourself tossing and turning, consider trying some relaxation techniques to quiet the mind. Deep breathing, gentle stretching, or even jotting down your thoughts in a journal can help bring a sense of calm. Have you ever tried writing things down before bed? Sometimes, getting those thoughts out of your head and onto paper is all it takes to ease the mental chatter and let you drift off to sleep. Now, with all this buzzing energy, it's important to keep an eye on your impulses, especially when it comes to spending. It's so easy to fall into the trap of making quick purchases when you're feeling restless or overwhelmed. Have you ever found yourself doing a little online shopping late at night, only to wonder the next day if you really needed that new gadget or pair of shoes? The energy right now can make those little impulse buys seem more tempting than usual, but try to resist making any big financial decisions unless they're absolutely necessary. If you do need to make a purchase or financial commitment, take a moment to pause and assess it with a clear head. Ask yourself, is this something I really need, or am I just looking for a quick comfort? There's nothing wrong with treating yourself to a small indulgence, especially if it lifts your spirits. But be mindful of the difference between a minor treat and a bigger commitment that could have long-term consequences. The key here is balance. Gemini energy can be fast-paced and sometimes a little scattered, so grounding yourself is essential. Have you ever noticed that when your mind is racing, it can help to step back and gain some perspective? Maybe that means reaching out to a friend for a quick chat, taking a walk to clear your head, or simply doing something that brings you back to center. Find what works for you, and give yourself permission to take that step back when needed. And if you're feeling particularly energized tonight, lean into it. This is a great time to brainstorm, create, or even just daydream about the possibilities ahead. Sometimes, those late-night bursts of inspiration can lead to our best ideas. Whether it's a new project, a fresh perspective on a challenge, or simply a clearer vision of where you want to go next, embrace the creative energy that's flowing through you. Remember, though, it's all about balance. While it's exciting to ride the wave of inspiration, be sure to weave in moments of calm and mindfulness to keep yourself grounded. Have you ever found that perfect balance between productivity and relaxation, where everything just seems to flow? That's what we're aiming for tonight, a harmonious blend of creativity and calm.